So I think the whole thing with the insects that bite us and can kill us, arachnids, uh, then it's all a tit for tat thing. So evil forces create the mosquitoes, for example. God creates the bats to swallow them up, right? Because bats, I mean, they're not that appealing of a bird. Are they? No, they're not even a bird, right? They're a mammal or something. I mean, I forget the classification, but look, it's just it's a wild, interesting Earth. It's pretty cool, but I do not believe the way that some people believe everything in the environment has a connection and is necessary. I mean, look at the things that have gone extinct and we're still here. People worrying about climate change. Remember that scam is all about God's control. They don't talk about what the effect solar flares have or the amount of CO2 that forest fires and volcanoes produce. No, we're not going to talk about those massive things, effects. Okay, we're just going to blame people that drive their car and heat and cool their houses. Take vacations on jumbo jets. Just blame them while these hypocrites do the same thing. And we're not going to talk about disruptive technology that could be clean. Okay, we're not going to have that conversation. What does it disrupt? It disrupts the profits of, like the oil companies, for example. If all our cars were running on hydrogen all of a sudden, on demand, I mean, Stan Meyer came up with the water car, a simple conversion, and you just put water in your tank instead of gasoline. It's not exactly music to the ears of the oil company. That's an example of disruptive technology. It disrupts our profits. Do you understand? So we're not going to, Al Gore's, we're not going to have that conflate that and say, well, yeah, this is well-rounded conversation about climate change. And is it possible that God's in control with solar flares and all this sort of thing and volcanoes and forest fires and all this? And then what about the chemtrailing the skies, the weather modification programs? They won't talk about that at all. And what effect that's having on the climate when that's exactly their intent is to alter, manipulate, modify the climate. You don't have to go far online to get information on the weather modification program, but not a whisper of it on the mainstream media. Not all the weather people have apparently they've been told to shut the hell up about this. Otherwise, they won't have a job. It's that you understand the powers that be, how powerful they are, and who they're controlling, how they manipulate us. And as long as they've got a critical mass, which I'm talking about the amount needed to get the job done, they can keep dwindling away at that because more people are living in total fear of homelessness. They're losing their job and all this. And it's like, wow, that's heavy stuff. Yeah, it's heavy stuff. We're in a lot of trouble, and only God can help us now. So, my friends, I mean, I'm not trying to, alarmist, maybe, but the hour is late. But the good news is that the good guys are going to win this thing. Just take heart. Understand that the last few grains of sand are running through the hour, pouring through the hourglass right now for the evildoers. And that God's will is going to be established upon earth as it is in heaven. But get ready. It's going to be traumatic for the good guys and the bad guys because we're all here together. We're all going to feel each other's pain and apprehension and all the feelings that we have with big, like unprecedented in all of human history kind of changes. But that's the point we're at with like the book of Daniel, chapter 12 in particular. If you read that, good reading, interesting, poetic reading. I mean, it's cool stuff. We're in for the good, decent, upright people, the believers out there that are long for this day and they're zealous for the kingdom of God and a world without any ability to get advantage over another. And that's what money does in this world. You understand? That's why it's so loathsome to the upright, the decent. They understand that they need to hate money, but they're money lovers too. So they themselves are battling contradictions and all this, and they need God more and more, the believers, because we all love money. Who doesn't love taking a girl out to dinner? That's foolish. Buying her a ring, some jewelry, chocolates, flowers, whatever. Of course, guys, we all know you're money lovers, and the ladies love the financial security. Of course, guys understand that. They're the nesters. Of course, they want financial security. But I don't want to attract a woman that wants a guy like that. Personally, I mean, if I was rich, I sure as heck wouldn't want the woman to know. In fact, I might pretend to be poor just to make darn sure I didn't attract some gold digger, right? If I'm a smart guy, that's what I would do. I would plan it out just to make certain that I wasn't attracting that kind of woman. But we understand it. Guys do understand why women like guys that are well-to-do. Financial security. I mean, they're the baby makers. I mean, the moms. We understand that they want that, So very powerful force are playing on us. But the good, decent, upright people understand zeal for the kingdom of heaven and a world where there's nobody there that wants to take advantage of you. But in this world, plenty of people do. They're willing to subjugate you if it keeps them on top. Okay, if that's where their success comes from, that's what they want. And understand all these problems in our society that are created, they're avoidable. They're unnecessary. But if you took away desperate poverty, do you know what would happen to the crime level and all the jobs that are associated with crime, all the lawyers and judges and court clerks and jailers, on and on and on, tons of really good high-paying jobs by the taxpayers. Do you understand? And they say, well, these are jobs you'd be in. How can you be in favor of losing jobs? You understand the madness that is overtaken? If we're doing useful jobs, we got to work 5 hours a week building houses, working in factories and stuff. Okay, if we're lucky, we get 5 hours a week. No more traffic on the freeways, no more commuter traffic, no more people going to these useless jobs. If you ended desperate poverty and crime plummeted, you understand that all these people laid off in the criminal industrial complex. The dubious warfare, the same thing would happen. The social welfare industry, the same thing would happen. If you just got rid of desperate poverty, cut out the middleman, all these social welfare workers. And then the banking class, the financial services industry, they'd go down the tubes. 25% of people, some 25% purportedly, are involved in the financial services industry to some capacity. You understand? The nation not being in debt, that's the bread and butter of these people. You understand? If we got rid of that debt and we were in the black, that's not music to the ears of the financial services industry, who just want to keep putting us more and more in debt as long as they get more than their share of that diluted money. They're fine with this thing going on for infinity. You understand? You understand? So we've got to, it's so important for the evildoers to keep desperate poverty in place. That is so important for people to understand, and how they're doing it, and who the scapegoats are, who they're blaming, right? And Trump, to suggest it's all about just job creation, this is going to answer everything. It's insanity. No, there's going to be a lot less jobs. So what am I saying? If you did have a basic universal income, you understand what would happen here? The jobs are still going to get done. All the useless jobs are going to go away. We're going to have 5 hours a week that we were needed to work building houses or doing useful, productive things for each other. Remember, so many of these jobs never even used to exist in the past. Think of all the jobs out there, even in the technology industry. We call them, oh, they're so important. They didn't used to exist. How did we get by without all those jobs before they existed? What did people do with their time? What am I saying? I mean, find something to do with your time. Go learn how to surf. Go learn how to ski, climb a mountain. Go learn how to sail. Go have fun. Go take a long walk on a beach. Go enjoy your little life. God says it's okay. It's good, in fact. It's the right thing to do. You not only have the right, but a duty to enjoy your stinking little life. That's all I'm saying to everybody. If I had my way, it'd be God's way. And how would that be? You'd be set free. That's the world of tomorrow. That's what we need to be prepared for. We need to be cultivating that world in our heart and our minds. And tell the evildoers under no uncertain terms, they're going down. You better jump ship. You guys are the ones. You talk about success, you're going the other direction. You're going to your demise. You're on the highway to hell. You're going to hell on a rocket, all you people that think you're on the right track. You think you got it going on, and it's all about the change, my friends. Thank God. Thank God. So we got this presidential contender, this guy Howard Yang. I kind of liked what he said. He talked about this freedom dividend, but $1,000 a month, 18 and up, it's not nearly enough. It should be probably closer to about $2,500 a month. And remember, it goes full circle. If we did a Tobin tax, it'd be painless. Look, these people are trading on resources, the Earth's resources. Those belong to everybody. So take that $2,500 to anybody that can use it, that wants it, and as long as they're, you got to be making less. I mean, if you're making gobs of money, no, you're not going to get it. But you don't need it, right? It's for people that can really use that 25, and they're going to spend it in the communities they live in. It'd be very good for the local businesses. Could you imagine what a boom it'd be for local businesses and workers? So it'd be really good. and it would go full circle right back into Wall Street. So that's what would happen. You see, there's plenty of stuff. There's plenty of wealth. It's just that it's not circulating. So this is about cash flow and the velocity of currency we're talking about here. And I'm a fiscal conservative. I know the difference between renting and buying. So this Section 8 housing at $50 billion a year should go toward buying poor people houses, and then you're done. You've bought it. They're on their own then. They don't need the Section 8. So we're renting. We're paying landlords. We, the people, are forced to do that. We don't get a voice say, hey, stop doing that, stop doing it. No. These top politicians are deciding. And remember, they're colluding because they're all Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, socialists. These are just words they're calling themselves, socialists and conservatives. They're all landlords. You understand? They all have an interest in keeping housing prices high. And then they'll tell you it's good, it's value, and this is a good thing to see the value of your house go up. But they won't talk about how that translates to burden on renters, tenants, okay, that are paying, because the prices are completely conflated. It has everything to do with the price for you pay for a house. The mortgage you got to pay has everything to do with rents. The investors are penciling it in.